Man, what color jersey you wearing, Tim? Uh,
We're about 20 miles from the Gulf of Mexico at Raymond James Stadium, just north of downtown Tampa, as we bring you the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight, the second of our two divisional games on this Saturday. It's the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A welcome to you, Mike Tirico, along with Greg Olson. Chase McLaughlin set to get it started. Off we go in a tropical rain here in Tampa. And he's brought down right at the
fucking hate the
35-yard
rain.
line.
This Florida shit, bro.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. That's into the hands of Jonathan Brooks. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. It's rough to start any drive like that. 18 on the first play. And a first down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Let's go now. Panther 60, Panther 60, 1918. 60 Vikings, 60 Vikings.
Wind's coming. He'll throw it. Pass right side. Going to be taken in by Walker.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
Check, Panther. Let's go. Ready?
They'll run, and for the first time, it's Jonathan Brooks. The tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line. A gain of 11 on that walk. It's a Carolina first down. A gain of 11 on the play. And a Panther first down.
Here we go, here we go. 1918.
We'll go once more with Brooks. And he'll lean forward, getting this to about the 35. Elijah Cansey in on the stop. It's now second and 6.
Okay, ready?
Here's second and 6.
Let's go.
He'll get this to the left flat. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 25-yard line. That's his first grab in this divisional round matchup. And it's good for the first down as well.
Go.
Now, faking the give. That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up second down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Maybe a couple there. It's third down.
Panther 60, Panther 60. Ready? 18, hot, 70, hot.
He'll drop to throw. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Xavier Leggett. Touchdown, Carolina. Touchdown, Panthers.
Just an ideal start, Mike. You're on the road. You're in the playoffs. Anytime you can go down there and end with a score, it just takes the crowd down a notch. They've been tailgating. They've wanted to start this game hot. Maybe let doubt start to creep in that I know we're playing a game at home, but man, these guys came to play.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This fielded at about the 9. Oh, he's got room past the 30. The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 36-yard line. First and 10 now from the 36.
Here we go. Start.
They run with the argument. It's Bucky Irving. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. Terrific starter there. Gain of 15 and a first down.
Well, we knew coming into this one, Mike, that we were going to see a lot of this guy, and we knew we'd see a lot of him early. And if that first play is any indication of the rest of this game, this defense is going to have their hands full containing him.
And boy, tough to bring down there. Fighting forward for a gain of 7. It's a gain of 8.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You've got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 2.
Let's go now. Cowboy 80. 19 tight. 19 tight. Ready?
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Throw left side, but that's going to be incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Here's 3rd and 2.
Warriors 70. Ready? 79 Broncos.
He'll look to throw. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
Panther 11. Panther 11. Buffalo 18.
Back to throw. Now a ball deep, middle of the field. And the Panthers are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th down.
Well, that's the fast start they talked about all week, Mike. You come out, you take the immediate lead with your opening drive. Your defense goes out there, they force a turnover early. All these plays allow you to just keep stacking momentum early in this ballgame. This game is far from over, but anytime you get out to a start like this, it is a lot harder for your opponent to battle back.
That's a gain of 19 and a very quick first down.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground, and tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around, so continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage, mix in the runs with the pass, and they can continue to generate these big explosive runs. I don't think they need to go away from it.
Into space at the 45. And he's out of bounds, but all the way down at the 30-yard line. A big play for the Panthers. A gain of 48.
And Mike, as the rest of this game unfolds and they have success with their play-action passing game, expect the balance of their run game to continue to pick up as well. And you can make a defense defend the same look, run and pass. That is a handful, and it tends to lead to these big, explosive chunk plays. They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often. So that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last. Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. When that defender's bearing down, you really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
They run out of the gun with Brooks. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Trying to keep the drive alive, going to have to convert on 3rd and 9.
Viking 18.
They'll look to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Buccaneers force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27-yard line.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
They'll run with Irving. That's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical game here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds. And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the 1st down marker. And they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
Here's 3rd down and a few inches.
Ready?
Right back to Irving. And he's going to have a Bucs 1st down. At least at first glance. They'll spot the footballs just beyond the marker, and they convert on 3rd and inches.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Ready, set. Here we go, set.
Now this time they'll look to throw. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Cup 19, Cup 19. Ready.
Back to the air once more on 2nd down.
And the defender does such a good job, Mike, not only putting himself in position to make the play, but how often do we see guys that are there and they just can't quite make it? In this case, he's there, knocks the ball down, really nice play.
Panther 60, Panther 60. Go.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Exiting the pocket right. Going for it all. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is 4th down.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down? It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down.
Oh, how about the coverage there? Met and dropped before he can get a return go. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. They'll start this on the ground with Brooks. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line. 12 yards on the game. That's good for a quick first down.
The ability to be effective on first down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a third down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
Again, it is Brooks. And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's second down.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming. And he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Let's go. Ready?
On a handoff, Brooks. And a much better result here. Give him 7, and it sets up third down.
So I think as they continue to have success on the ground like they did here, I think we're going to see them continue to lean towards that ground game, force the defense to come up, sell out, take it away, and then there's all sorts of options downfield in the passing game.
Buffalo 18. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler. 70 Ranger. 70 Ranger. 19 tight. 19 tight.
They'll throw here on third and short. He's got it! And he will score! Xavier Legette, touchdown Carolina. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his second touchdown of the game. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. That's fielded just shy of the goal line. Ooh. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start.
Okay, ready?
Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for first and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That's caught. It's Bucky Irving. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. 1 quarter down in this NFC divisional round matchup. The Panthers off to the early advantage. We'll have more from Tampa after this.
Hold the ready.
From the 33, here's second and 5.
Come on, come on. Set. Dragons, step. 19 Lions. Ready?
Now they'll set up to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. And he's going to be out of bounds, but he has his offense set up in great field position inside the red zone.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But, boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
On the handoff, this is Brooks. And the Panthers are going to be set up first and goal. Good running takes them down to about the 4.
Cowboy 80. Come 19. Go.
Very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
Line of scrimmage remains the 4-yard line. It's second and goal. He'll get this out wide. And he's in. Touchdown, Panthers. And the show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A third touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think I'm this defensive coordinator. Me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. He's going to like not to bring this one out. Probably a wise decision as this ball comes out to the 35.
Warriors 70. Let's go now. Ready.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. Looking for his tight end on the corner route. He's got it. That's his first grab of this divisional round matchup, and it's good for the first down as well.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
Again, this is Irving, and that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play. Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on third down. He's got a man. That's Watson. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Okay, ready? Stephanie! 70 Timberwolves! Ready?
Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it, and that one's going to be shut down quickly. A minimal gain.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
On the set.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's second down and 9.
Lightning 18. Ready?
And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. Didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up third down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
On third down, they'll throw from the gun. This one just too far for the receiver out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. Emeka Ibuka, the intended receiver. And that's going to lead to a fourth down. So Chase McLaughlin will come in, and they'll try a field goal. This one from 47 yards out. He has to drive this through the rain, but he does. The kick is good. And the Buccaneers are on the board now here in this second quarter. McLaughlin hit the field goal a moment ago, and now he's back to kick this away. A short one taken at the 10. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line.
Seven Pirates! Get it!
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. This one complete downfield to Walker. And he's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield. Terrific start to this drive. Gain of 23 and a first down.
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So a big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
And left side, it's caught. He's got room to roam. Not quite to the end zone, but in great position, out of bounds at the 3.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Etienne, and he'll go down, tagged at the 4-yard line.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
Now back at the 4 for 2nd and goal.
Come on. Set, Bronco lead.
They'll go with him again. And this is not going to do it either. Stop for no gain. And just like that, it's 3rd and goal.
Brings up 3rd and goal.
Ready. Panthers, 60 Bison.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's so close to breaking the plane, but the official's going to come in and mark him short. So now it's 4th down.
That one didn't have a chance, Mike. They do a great job of getting penetration, clogged up the run lanes. Now this offense has a decision.
And he's able to get the ball across the goal line. He's in. Touchdown, Carolina.
You know, Mike, I think we're going to see a lot of this, and you know why? It's the new kickoff rule. So think about it. In the old days, you'd kick a field goal, you'd kick a touchback, and your opponent would have the ball on the 20. You didn't give up as much field position, but you only got 3 points. Nowadays, you go for 3 points and you kick a touchback. They get the ball on the 35. It's almost 30 yards of field position. You're just better off going for touchdowns when you get in here tight.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the end zone. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Ready up. Set. Panthers, go.
And he'll try to keep his footing, manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards. From the 29. Here's 2nd and 8.
Ready. 19 Tiger.
Open man is the tight end, Harold Fannin. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
He'll try and throw for it on 3rd and 1. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20.
48 yards. And a 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
They'll run it. It's Irvin. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down.
Tackle made at the 9-yard line. It's a gain of 7.
On the go.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go.
Ready.
He'll go again here with Irvin. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. Third down. 3 to go.
Ready.
That is caught out wide on the RPO. And he gets out wide. He'll go to the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Well, that is a step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg. Could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline, Mike, is let's just cut into this lead and let's make it a one-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close, give yourself a fighting chance here out of the break.
On is Chase McLaughlin for the extra point. No problem with the footing. The kick is good. And the Buccaneers are able to cut into the deficit.
Chase McLaughlin to kick off for the Buccaneers.
Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. Now, here comes a return from the 9. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24.
70 Rangers, not saying 19. 19 tight.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. And he'll be brought down up past the 35-yard line. That's catch number 5 tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
You've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
After the catch, he gets that forward for a... gain of 9.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
Ready.
2nd and a yard.
Check. Hurt. Go.
On the ground, here's ETA. And that should be enough. He works his way forward to pick up a 1st down.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
So, a pair of 1st downs moves him out to the 47-yard. And it's 1st and 10. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45. The Panthers will take their 1st timeout as they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this 1st half.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
And he does not want to go down. Somehow he turned that into a gain of 6. down. They need 3.
70 Timberwolves. Panther 60. Panther 60.
The carry here for ETA. And he'll be close to a first down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short. Now a signal, timeout called. 9 seconds left to play in this first half. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. And he is going to have a Panthers first down by a couple of yards. Able to convert there on 3rd and 1. Now whistles. Timeout. 3 seconds left in this first half. Tyler Bass on to try the field goal. This will be from 47 yards. Definitely a hiccup in the operation there. This one's going to come up short. It is no good. And they are not able to add on to their big lead. We are set for the second half kickoff. One of these teams ready to book a date in the NFC Championship game next week. And we are back at it with the 3rd quarter. He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Here we go. Shot 18. Shot 60. Shot 60. Ready.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Fires left sideline. That is complete. And he's going to be out of bounds right around midfield. That pickup good for 29 yards.
Nice way to start the drive here. Really good protection by the guys up front. Good decision by the quarterback to find his read. Ball's accurate, ball's on time. Now they're able to start this drive and get on the move the right way.
And they'll take this down inside the 35. First and 10.
It's a gain of 16 yards. That's another Buccaneers first down. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
On the handoff, it's Irvin. And he will slosh his way forward on the wet surface for a gain of a yard.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Throw here down the field. With ball incomplete. Christian Watson, the intended receiver. And it's going to bring up 3rd down.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike. And I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
That could be a live football.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
For the Buccaneers field goal. A 49-yard attempt.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this will remain a 3-score game.
And this is where playing in the elements can really become a problem. These kickers practice all year in pretty much ideal conditions. So sometimes you got to approach these kicks a little bit different. He's just unable to connect.
A quick throw on the RPO is complete. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
It's a gain of 9.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
And this will be incomplete, but a penalty flag down on the play. And let's see who's guilty.
Broncos. 18 Cardinal, 19 left, Cougar 19. 19 tight, 19 tight. Ready, ready.
On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. He'll take a shot here for the end zone. That is hot. What a throw. Xavier Legette, touchdown, Panthers. Saving his best for the playoffs. His 3rd touchdown of the game.
He caught that shit. This nigga pass. Dang.
He'll drop to throw. Pressure gets there, and down he goes. That's Greg Russo in there for the sack.
When it starts bad, it has a funny way of ending up getting worse, and I don't think that could be any more true than it is right now. They're already down by multiple possessions, and after that start to this drive,
that's 3. 3rd time tonight he's been intercepted. Picked off by John A. Barron. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
I've been around certain quarterbacks, Mike, that loved throwing the ball in the rain, and other quarterbacks who were very uncomfortable. It looks like this one kind of got out of his hand, a little wonky, and that ball gets away from you just enough. It's going to end up falling into the wrong hands and go the other way.
And they continue to be tough to stop. Chance to extend the lead even further as they are set up with 1st and goal.
19 shot, 70 Timberwood.
Now whistles here and a penalty. Somebody moved early up front. Now it is 1st and goal.
7 Pirates.
That one taken in. Xavier Legette, touchdown, Panthers. What a night he's having. That's 4 touchdowns in this game alone. And he continues to remain on fire. That is a rare NFL day. 5 touchdown passes thrown.
And Mike, at this point, the defense just looks completely lost out there. I mean, they have no answers whatsoever, giving up the 5th touchdown pass of this ball.
He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
Ready. Steady.
On 1st down, here's Irvin. And he's got it to the 35-yard line. It's a nice start to the drive, a gain of 10, and a quick 1st down.
That's good.
Well, a really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up 1st downs without having to get to 3rd down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds. I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I can guarantee you that interception he threw on the previous drive, that's still in the back of his mind. You got to know when to take a chance, and you the ball away and live for the next down.
Come on, set! Hawk 70, Hawk 18, Rattler, 18, Tap 60, Mustang 19. Ready,
Out of the gun, he'll throw. Rolling right. Oh, he's got a man running with him, and they connect. And he's going to be marked down, bringing it all the way to the 25-yard line.
It's a gain of 40.
It is a big play for the Buccaneers. An even 40 yards.
With that much time, you just can't ask your secondary to hold up. The defensive front has to do a better job. First, keep the quarterback in the pocket. Don't let him extend the play outside of it. And then secondly, you got to get that ball out of his hand, because when you let him hold it for that long, big plays are going to come.
And he will win the race to the pylon. He's in. Touchdown, Tampa.
We all make such a big deal, Mike, when we see a quarterback go through his progression and deliver a deep downfield strike for a touchdown. But sometimes, just take what's easy, the easy pitch and catch, get it underneath completion. That's exactly what the quarterback does here, takes what the defense gives them, and when you have a playmaker like that on the outside, they can do the rest with their feet after the catch, and the end result is still a touchdown.
This fielded at about the 9. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line.
Go! Cougar 19. Let go.
Now, faking the give, on the run to the right. That one out in front of his big target. They cannot connect, and it falls incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out front.
Up the sideline to the 40. And he'll be forced out of bounds. Call it a gain of 13. It's good for a Panther first down.
Cougar 19. Here we go. Panther 6. Lion.
They'll stay on the ground. And they'll manage to pick up about 4. Mikey Smith, they're on the stop. From the 46. Here's second down and 5. The RPO. That one is complete. And he's going to be out of bounds down at the 30. His 8th reception of the game. And good for a first down. Here's first and 10.
Check mash. Check mash.
Now a give on the ground. He plunges forward for a couple of yards. Patrick Surtain makes the tackle. Second down, 8 to go from the 28.
Here we go. Here we go. 60 back. Warriors 70. 19 tight. 19 tight. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Go.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Now a deep ball toward the end zone. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Devontae Smith. Touchdown, Carolina. Pass now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Packers will add one more onto their big lead. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. We'll see a return here from his own end zone. Across the 20. They'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over.
Come on.
He'll look to throw. That's complete. It's Emeka Ibuka. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5.
Let's go now. 7 Pirates, 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
They'll look to throw. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
Ready up. 18. Set up. Ready.
Back to throw. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there. Make things difficult defensively. And it sets up 4th down.
So here in the second half, it's obvious the offense finds themselves in a tough spot, trailing by this many points. But really what makes it difficult is when you have to operate, Mike, in a comeback situation where you have to air the ball out every single play. It stresses your offensive line. It stresses your quarterback. It stresses your playmakers. It is just a really difficult way to play offensive football in the NFL, and they've got to do it really for the remainder of this half.
That's catch number 5 tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
48-yard line.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10.
60. 18 Pioneer. 70 Rangers. Buffalo 18.
They'll look to throw again.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 4.
Like it. 79 Bronco.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
And for all the interceptions that he's thrown this game, kind of wish he would have gotten the message sooner. If it's not there, just get rid of it. Sometimes the best play in football is don't try to force it.
60 Bison. 60 Bison. Cup 19. Cup 19.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. And that is incomplete.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
It's too long for a field goal. They'll go for it here on 4th down. The Panthers will take their first timeout as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down is looming.
Bobcat. 60. Come on. Set. 19 tight.
Now they'll set up to throw. And that is not going to work. It is incomplete. They go for it on 4th and wind up turning it over on down.
Down. Let's go.
Drive will start on the ground. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. They'll get 11 there. And that's a quick 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
play of this third quarter. Fourth quarter begins on the ground. And he'll try to keep his footing, manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards. Going to stop this here for injury. One of the Buccaneers is down. They'll run here. It's Carter. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
A carry. This is Carter. That's not going to work either. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. It's going to bring up fourth down. Tyler Bass on to try the field goal. And that one bounces off the crossbar, but it goes in. It's good. And the Panthers will extend their lead.
And he has a big sigh of relief there, Mike. I mean, that was a very fortunate bounce because he definitely did not get all of that one.
Now, here comes a return from the 9. Now an opening past the 30. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there.
And typically, like, you don't find yourself in the playoffs unless all season long you've gotten contributions from your special team. So here's a big one in the return game. I mean, this is something that has been a priority all season long, and they nearly sprung.
19, here we go, here we go. Hawk 70, Hawk 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Check out.
They'll look to throw here on first down. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up second down.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
They'll try again here. Second and 10.
Rocco 80. 19 tight, 19 tight.
Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Going to stop this here for injury. One of the Buccaneers is down. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. Third and 5.
Tight. Cowboy 80. Let's go.
They'll throw out of the gun. He'll let this go towards the end zone. That is Bullock. What a throw. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his second touchdown of the game. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. This will pay off with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
Buccaneers 24. Chase McLaughlin to kick off.
Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And he's down at 23, and that's where the offense will take over.
Let's go now. Cowboy.
On the run, here's Carter. And they're going to mark him down up past the 35. That run good for a dozen. Very quick first down. So, from the 36, it is first and 10.
Here we go. Let's go.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. He has been busy. 9 receptions on the game in that one. A first down.
And that throw just seems like the cherry on top of what has been an incredible day for this quarterback. And I wouldn't be surprised here late if we get to see the backup after this drive. And there's one guy in the stadium that has earned the right to stand on the sideline and relax. It's this quarterback.
He'll try to keep his footing, manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Check, Matt.
Here's Carter. Good running there. He's got the first down inside the 30.
And the key to this balanced attack, like the one we're seeing here, Mike, is that everything looks the same. The defense is constantly on their heels as they try to diagnose what play's coming next. That level of unpredictability gives them the edge on any given down.
He'll try to get back to the line, but he's not having it. Gonna lose a yard.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped.
In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
Just can't seem to get anything going on every ensuing snap. They just continue to go backwards and backwards and backwards. You've got to find a way on first and second down to stay ahead of the chains so third down is not so daunting.
And a nice job defensively. They don't let him get away. It's good for 7, but it makes it 4th down.
The defense is willing to just give up that run every single time. I mean, they're going to leave guys as far back as they can to protect the sticks. And in this case, throw to the ball, make an open field tackle, get off the field.
Ash's kick is good. And the Panthers add on to their lead.
Anytime you find yourself kicking in these elements, Mike, you just can't take anything for granted, especially when it comes to your plant foot, your balance, your control, your footing. It's so important, and give credit. He does a great job here, able to put that one through.
This one taken at the 7. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line.
At their own 36-yard line.
First and 10 now from the 36. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
Initially, a nice job by the receiver. He actually was open downfield. He was able to get behind the defense. The window closed up so quickly they couldn't get the ball to him. Prevents the big play.
2nd and 10. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him. Greg Russo. He gets in there to drop him for a big loss. And now it's 3rd and long.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Now Wrighton gets made. That's Ibuka. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down.
Just a really good play design that time, Mike, from the offensive coordinator. They match up one of the most explosive playmakers in the NFL with a hook curl defender, and he's just not able to match up with one of the best route runners in the league.
Look it up through the raindrops. No issue there, though. Fair catch, called for, and taken successfully.
34-yard line.
Got it. Ready? Let's go now.
They'll begin here on the ground. touchdown up past the 35-yard line. 12 yards on the game. That's good for a quick first down.
A gain of 12. First down, Panthers.
Tag! Cowboy 80. Go!
Right back to him on first down. Inside the 30. The defense saves the touchdown, but a terrific run. It'll be first and goal inside the 10. Here's a run. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be second down.
And he's been on an absolute tear throughout this entire game, Mike. I mean, he's averaging over 10 yards per carry. And anytime you can run the ball with that explosiveness, it's just going to be hard to beat.
Here we go, set. Bronco
They
80.
bring a tight end in motion left.
Ready.
Etienne will take this one in. Touchdown, Carolina. We might need a calculator before this one is done. It has been one-sided, and the route rolls on, Greg.
Absolutely, Mike. And they just keep piling on the points. I mean, this offensive play caller, he's saying it's never enough. I'm going to try to score with every possession, and we've seen him do that all game long.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This taken in at the 8-yard line.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
They'll run with Irving. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
Brings up second.
Just feels like this has been the story of the day for this offense. Just unable to get anything going on the ground, and a big reason they find themselves trailing and another loss of yards.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. To the left side, and it is caught by Fanning. Get about 6 before he's taken down.
That's a gain of 7.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game. You can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
Third down, they need 5. Forced to his right. And he'll just have to throw this one away. There's nowhere to go downfield. And now it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Now, this is something that we typically see out of maybe a more veteran quarterback, not necessarily a rookie, but just having a really nice sense of game management, throw the ball away, and live for the next down.
Now, fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line.
Over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. Cougar 19.
The defense still has 3 timeouts. We'll see if they decide to